overview here, we have a total of 619 RHY programs. Woo! Yay! Whoever started that, thank you. That was appreciative. All right, there she is. We also have 300 grantee organizations, 270 Basic Center Program grants, 224 Transitional Living Program grants, 107 Street Outreach Program grants, and 18 maternity group homes. So taking a look at future for fiscal year 2020 for funding opportunity announcements, we are anticipating the publication in the spring of 2020 for that FOA. We're anticipating $2.5 million with 16 awards for our street outreach program forthcoming. Also, the Basic Center program, we're anticipating that to be published as well in spring, as has been the case historically, with the expectation of $10 million to be awarded through 50 awards. And then we have the National Communications System. We're anticipating, again, the publication to be coming out in spring of 2020. That's $1.6 million and just one award. Also, the Runaway and Homeless Youth Training and Technical Assistance, otherwise known as RITAC. We're anticipating publishing that FOA in the spring of 2020 as well. $2.1 million and just one award. That's it for me. Risa? Thank you all. By the way, great looking crowd. You guys really look good. Look, give yourself a round of applause. There you go.
Thank you, Jeff. So, there we go. Thanks. So, we're going to share some information about some of the evaluations related to our transitional living program that has been underway. And with that being said, I'll start with the first one. We did start with a pilot impact study of our transitional living program, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in depth in a second. Then we awarded 9 sites for a TLP Special Populations Demonstration Project, and then we currently have underway our TLP Youth Outcome Study. So, starting with in FY 2016, we awarded 9 sites to do a TLP Special Populations Demonstration. So it was the opportunity for grantees to choose to serve LGBTQ youth aging out of foster care that are over the age of 18, or both populations. And with this particular study, we had 6 sites that chose to serve LGBTQ youth. We had 1 site that chose to serve only youth aging out of foster care, and then we had 2 sites that chose to serve both populations. And so this was really a process or implementation study to look at how these 9 grantees have designed and implemented their program to serve these particular populations. We have a report ready. It's going through the review process within the Family and Youth Services Bureau, as well as the external review process that has to occur with within the Administration for Children and Families before we can actually release and disseminate this particular report. So the pilot impact study was born out of the opportunity to look at and use a randomized controlled trial to look at specific outcomes and impact for youth in a transitional living program. And so before we engaged in a full study, we wanted the opportunity to pilot this to see, will this work? So we wanted to assess, will we have enough youth to be able to support a randomized controlled trial? And whether the study procedures to include random assignment was appropriate and feasible for our transitional living program. We did work with 13 TLPs who enrolled a total of 163 youth into the pilot, which occurred from November 2016 to August 2017. And we're hoping the final report will be out in 2020. So currently underway is our youth outcomes study for our transitional living program. And so this was something that FISB leadership made a decision to implement. And so it's really to look at enrolling a sample of 350 youth across about 30 TLPs. I think many of you participated in the webinars that occurred towards the end of October. And so we're looking to still select which grantees have the opportunity to meet those numbers as we look at the sample size of 350 youth. It's also looking at TLPs and looking at their opportunities for education, employment, and housing outcomes. And we're not going to just use RHY, HMIS data, but it's the opportunity to use other administrative data as well to support this particular study. And so we're anticipating that the final report will be out in FY 2021. So looking towards RHY, HMIS, and some of the data. Just want to put in a reminder for each of you that the data upload is currently underway. It actually ends on this Friday, November 15th. So we know that all grantees who have been serving youth have to participate or must participate. And we're looking at the reporting period for the data being October 1st, 2018 through September 30th of 2019. And for those of you who are not aware, AIR, the current contractor that's working with the data upload, there's the opportunity, if you still need some help, they have consultations, individual consultations. So if you go to their exhibit on the ground floor, you will find that you can sign up for some individual consultation. They've had a couple, but they still have a lot of spaces to fill. So if you really need some help with your data upload or you have questions, John McGaugh and Candace Wiseman are both downstairs. So related to the data upload, I think there's still some questions about consent as well as data sharing practices. So we know that the guidance we've given is that we really want to make sure that youth's data are kept private and confidential. So we do not require consent to collect the data or to enter it into your RHY HMIS system or to submit your data as part of the data upload. However, within your COC, if you want to share your youth data, if they're under the age of 18, we require parental, caregiver, someone related to the youth to give consent. Youth over the age of 18 can give consent for their own ability to share data. So we know that the RHY Act, which we're commemorating, requires us to collect statistical data on all youth served with RHY funds. And so I just want to encourage you to let you know that you are required to collect and submit data. The other piece that I wanted to share with you is, as part of the data upload, we've never reached 100% participation in the data upload. We've gotten as high as, I think, about 95, 96%. However, this past spring data upload, our participation rate for some reason fell to about 87%. So for this one that's going on right now, I'm encouraging all of you to go ahead and submit your data. I would really like to see the submission rate end up back in the 90-something percentile. I'm willing to bet that we'll receive 95% of you submitting your data as this fall data upload period. So, data quality. One of the challenges we're seeing with the data that we receive is the data quality. And one of them is looking at the age of eligibility requirements. So for example, when we've looked at the data, we're seeing youth in basic center programs that are 19, 20, all the way up to 24 years old. And we know that with our funding, youth have to be under the age of 18 for basic center program. So that's been one of the challenges. We're seeing a similar trend for our transitional living program as well, where we're seeing youth up to age 25 at the age of entry into the program, where we know that they can be up to the age of 21 at the age of entry. So those are just some of the data challenges we're seeing. I'm actually going to share with you some of our FY 2017 data. And I apologize, we don't have FY 2018 or 2019 data, but I know our contractor has said that we will get those data by December 23rd, if I'm not